Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so I suddenly had the urge to start my own podcast. Clap, 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 clap. Probably because I've been listening to so many podcasts every single day, at work, on drives, at home, in the bathroom, while gaming, doing everything. So I gave in, and here we are. And so because we are from Hawaii, I've actually been dying to look for like true crime cases that are like based in or connected to Hawaii in some way. And I don't find many that are cases that I would listen to. Not really. I think there was one. Probably one. But I don't think there's anything else really out there. There probably are. I probably just haven't seen it. Anyway, aside from like true crime, I've been wanting to also do like Hawaiian history that might not be shared or taught unless you look for it. Like there are some things that I haven't learned until I took a class in college that was like Hawaiian studies. Other than that, they don't really teach it in like elementary school, middle school, high school. They don't teach it. They teach Mayday. They teach Mayday. They teach what Mayday is now. They don't teach the good stuff. So I want to get to the good stuff. And then I also wanted to do like Hawaiian myths or stories that are told around here. Maybe some ghost stories. But for now we're gonna start with a true crime case that I think I've heard about maybe one time when I was in like elementary school. That's about it. That and like I only know what name they gave the event, quote event. So yeah, we'll get into it. Okay. This actually happened right before we were born, you know?
Really?
Yeah, right before.
It's like 1999?
Yeah, but it's a shooting. We're gonna talk about a shooting. It happened in 1999, not here on Maui, but on Oahu. So it happened in downtown Honolulu, the beautiful downtown Honolulu. So Byran, I'm gonna at some point I'm gonna say Brian because that's like the way it's spelled, like Brian, Bryan, but the R and the Y are switched, so Byran. But my brain reads it as Byron. I mean Brian. Fuck.
Interesting.
So anyway, Byran Uyesugi was born in Honolulu, Hawaii in 1959. He lived his early life in Nu'uanu and attended Roosevelt High School. What are they?
Honestly, I don't even know their mascot or what they call themselves. I just know them as Roosevelt High School.
They're the what's the word? Go Governors. I think they're the Governors. Let me see.
I think it's Farrington. Governors is Farrington.
Oh, is it? Then they're the other one. I had it in my mind. Roosevelt High School mascot. Let's see. The Mighty Rough Riders.
I've never.
Are they a private school? Is that a private school?
I don't think so.
I feel like I've never heard their mascot then. I thought they were the Governors.
I've never heard their mascot.
Okay, well, I'm wrong. So anyway, he attended Roosevelt High School where he was a member of their JROTC program and also a member of their air riflery team. Oh, air riflery. Wow. I know someone that was in air riflery.
Oh yeah, who?
Yeah, I'm talking to him right now.
It was fun.
Yeah. I don't know. Looked hard. Was it hard?
Not necessarily. The girls had a bit of more of an advantage for a certain position.
Whoa, certain position.
Standing, because you know your guys' hips are wider than us guys.
Okay. So his classmates would when they talked about him during interviews and stuff, they would say that he was the quiet guy, the one that never got into any trouble. And right now it looks exactly like the saying, you know, like it's always the quiet kid.
Yeah, I was just I was
I
gonna say
know.
something, but I was like, I'll just wait.
Yeah. But that's all we're gonna say about it. We're gonna say it once and we're moving on. That's it. Just the one time, we're moving on. So, according to his brother Dennis, Byron crashed their father's car and hit his head against the windshield, like right after graduation. Not even like a few days after graduation, like the night of graduation in 1977, on the way home from a graduation party. Apparently, that was one of his canon events. And Dennis said Byron was never the same after this accident. And I'm gonna say it now. This might make some of us go like, oh, I see. Oh, I understand. Oh, that makes sense why he did what he did. No, it doesn't. We stop right there. No, it's 2023. We're not gonna use these events as excuses for the bad things people do. So it might make sense, but it's still not good. It's still not an excuse. We don't do that. So after graduating high school, it doesn't say, or at least I never found anywhere that said that he went to school after high school, but he got a job at a Xerox Corporation building a few years after graduating high school. Does this sound familiar? Do you know about this?
I do not know.
Oh.
I've never heard of it actually.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about it. Not very often. Probably once. And then I read it again and I was like, I think I know about this. So from around the time he like graduated high school to when he got the job, he had been building a quote collection, a firearm collection. And by the time of the murders, spoiler, it was a shooting. By the time of the murders, he had as many as 25 guns registered under his name. 25. Yeah, I was gonna say that I don't think you can even get 2 today. Like I know it's hard enough just to get 1 here. 25. That's wild. When the police had Byron in custody, his father turned in a number of guns for him. He had 11 handguns, 5 rifles, and 2 shotguns. What do you need all of that for here? Anyway, side notes. So a few years after he started working at Xerox, his mother passed away, canon event number 2. And Byron started complaining about a poking sensation in his head. I don't know what that means. I think he meant like pins and needles in his head or like on his scalp. Like, you know when your foot falls asleep, but it's your scalp?
Yeah.
I think that's the poking feeling that he said he was saying. I had to Google it. Because I've never seen anyone use poking as a description before. Unless it felt like, I don't know, some person was like poking at his head, like doot doot doot. I don't know. But I mean like either way, like pins and needles, somebody poking, like I can imagine like that drives someone insane. But, you know, again, not an excuse. Okay, so you know how his classmates said that he was the quiet kid that never got into any trouble? Well, apparently, while he was at Xerox, he was the one starting all the trouble after he got transferred to another work group. He was the one causing the trouble. At some time after the transfer, Xerox was planning to phase out the copier that Byron was servicing, and I guess he only learned how to service that one machine. So, I don't know, well, that one copier is what he learned how to service. Just one. But I would imagine they had like many more. But he didn't learn to service any other ones. Anyway, that's important for later. So we're gonna remember that for later. So after the transfer, he started the trouble he was making was kind of serious. He started making accusations of harassment and like product tampering against his coworkers. And like apparently he would get so angry with his coworkers that he started to threaten to kill them. And there was like no way to calm him down, I guess. Just no way at all. And then at some point, his former coworkers started accusing the team members that Byran was working with. They accused them of isolating him. Not even like isolating, like basically ostracizing him. Like the only other word that can be used for like ostracizing is isolating, which is like really just, but it's like the word isolating but on steroids. So it's like, oh my god, Titan is banging on the door. It was Nalu actually. Where was I? Yeah, it's like the word isolating but on steroids. So it's like really just being pushed out or like kicked out from like their little cliques, you know? Which,
Excluding him.
yeah, pretty much. That obviously would make him feel very withdrawn from everyone else. Like imagine going to work and then no one talks to you and nobody wants you to talk to them. That sucks. So yeah, that just makes him even more angry with his coworkers. He starts threatening even more that he wants to kill them, and apparently his coworkers said that Byran even mentioned years before the actual shooting that if he were ever fired, that he would carry out a mass shooting at his workplace. I don't like that. No, don't like that. So then Byran actually got a psych evaluation done on him after some time of his coworkers talking about it. Byran got a psych eval done on him. It was unclear. I couldn't connect it what he was diagnosed with, but it was mentioned that he had schizophrenia and or a delusional disorder and paranoia. But I couldn't find anywhere that had an actual diagnosis. So those were the closest things that I could find to a diagnosis as possible. And also, this isn't funny, but I giggled. Apparently, his quote diagnoses, I'm just gonna call him that, his diagnoses were irrelevant to his murders, and Byran was found to not be dangerous to people, is what his psychiatrist said. I don't know why, but I giggled. The psychiatrist's name was Michael Wellner, by the way. I don't know. I giggled because it was like you really can't make excuses. You know, if a psychiatrist diagnoses you with something and then says that it's irrelevant to the murders, they don't connect. So there's no excuse.
Yeah, he can't claim insanity because he wasn't diagnosed with anything.
We're going to talk about that actually later, a little bit after. Anyway, he also had to undergo some anger management courses because he kicked in an elevator door one day. And he was arrested for it. He was charged with a 3rd-degree criminal property damage. Byran said that because of his mental illnesses, he would have auditory and visual hallucinations, like voices in his head. And he said that he had a black shadow following him, which I'm laughing because I was like, oh, cool. I read that. I was like, I also have a black shadow following me. Anyway.
It's just called your shadow.
I was reading it and I laughed kind of too hard. Anyway, he was alleging that someone or some people were conspiring against him. And he strongly believed that his house was bugged with listening devices, which was probably untrue because I couldn't find anything that said anything about the police searching his home for these little listening bugs. I don't know. We'll see. I can do more research, but I think it was untrue. But he did say that he felt like his coworkers harassed him, backstabbed him, and spread rumors about him, which, I mean, if I were ostracized by coworkers, I'd probably think shit like that, so I'm not gonna blame him on that one. The same year that Byran went that psych eval, you know how he was saying he had a shadow following him? He told Dennis that a shadow had actually pinned him down. But, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, that sounds like sleep paralysis to me, but, I mean, what do I know? So, the family had their house blessed by a Shingon, A Shingon priest is a Japanese, I think. A Shingon help. A Shingon priest. Oh my god, Shingon priest. Which I don't know why they waited. Like, this was a few years after. Like, they blessed the house after he said the shadow pinned him down. And I don't know why they waited, because like if it was us, right? If we knew a spirit was walking around the house pinning people down, I am running out right then and there to a church to find a priest to bless my house. Like, I am not waiting years after incidents like that happen. No. But anyway, they blessed the house, and then even the minister said that they suspected Byran had some kind of mental illness. I mean, if I were religious, I think I'd listen to that. Even if I weren't religious, I'd probably listen. You know, if I had already suspected, I'd probably listen to outside sources, you know. So then years pass, all that happens. It's now 1999. You know how I said Byran, he got transferred to that department, and Xerox was planning on phasing out the copier that he knew how to service. So the company was really committed, like really adamant. I don't know why, but every time I read a source about this, they really said like, oh, they were really committed on getting rid of the copier, phasing out the copier. And Byran was really resistant and unwilling to learn how to service new machines. Ooh, that was a good one. He said he was worried that he wouldn't be able to keep up with its technical demands. So he really didn't want to learn how to service the new machines, because he was worried that they were going to be too technically complicated for him. So on November 1st, his manager really insisted that Byran would start training on a new machine the next day. Otherwise, they'd fire him. Because, I mean, they're not going to have use for him if he doesn't learn how to service a new machine. The psychiatrist, Michael Wellner, Byran was speaking with him before the trial, and he actually told him that that's when, quote, I decided to give them a reason to fire me. Interesting. So on the morning of November 2nd, 1999, around 8 a.m., Byran Uyesugi reported to work like any other normal day. He was talking with another coworker on the first floor, then made his way up to the second floor to a meeting. He was heading towards the meeting room, where he then opened fire with a 9mm handgun. He shot 2 men, missed the third, and then shot 5 more men, ultimately killing his supervisor and 6 other coworkers. Then he fled in a company van while he was waving goodbye to another coworker. Why? So the workers at other places around the building, they said that they heard, quote, a banging noise like a hammer hitting a piece of metal. We didn't think anything of it then. Then all of a sudden, a boss called out and said, follow us. And then we started running out. Someone had asked what happened, and he said somebody got shot upstairs. And then I think the media might have been, I don't know, I don't want to say they were downplaying it, but I saw maybe one article that said how many shots were shot. And I don't know what I was expecting, like 1 or 2 shots each person, but it was 1 victim shot in the head, another victim was shot twice, and the other 5 were shot at least 4 times. 3 were shot 4 times, and then the other 2 were shot 5 times. That's still a lot, like 4 or 5 times. So then police closed down several streets in Honolulu, and by mid-morning, like I think it was like 10 o'clock, they found Byran cornered near a nature center above town, and this was actually filled with like school children. Thank God he wasn't as psycho as others, because who knows what could have happened there. After a 5-hour standoff with the police, Byran surrendered in the end. His victims consisted of Jason Jason B, who was only 33. We're going to talk about the victims for a little bit. Jason was 33. He was married for 10 years and had a son and daughter. And that very day, November 2nd, 1999, was the day that he made 8 years at the company. Then Melvin Lee, I believe this was Byron's supervisor, was 58. He was married for 18 years, had a son and daughter. And then there was also Ford Kanehira, was 41, married for 18 years. And this makes me so sad. This is going to make you sad too. This makes me so sad. He was married to his high school sweetheart. It makes me so sad. Ronald Kataoka was 50 years old and was also married to his high school sweetheart for 25 years, and they have a daughter. And he was with the company for almost 30 years.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah. He was also, Ronald Kataoka, he was also part of the National Guard and was a Vietnam vet. That man had quite a resume, which makes it even more sad. Peter Mark was 46, married for 16 years, and he and his wife had 2 sons. He was with Xerox for 19 years, and he was buried at sea in sight of Diamond Head. What a nice view. John Sakamoto was 36 and married for 7 years, and they had a son and daughter. Ronald Kawamai, people who knew him nicknamed him the politician. He was 54 and he also had a son. And apparently he loved karaoke. That was one thing that they all mentioned about him, was that he loved karaoke. He loved to be social. During the trial, the prosecution told those little tidbits, those little facts about each victim in their opening statement, because they wanted to, quote, help you, the jury, understand exactly who was there and why they were there. And Honolulu City Prosecutor Peter Carlisle said, quote, nobody in Hawaii has seen this type of incident before. It almost takes your breath away. It's like getting kicked in the stomach. A lot of very good people lost their lives for no reason in a savage and brutal way. And then during the trial, Brian pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. Isn't that funny?
I feel like a lot of people try to claim insanity just to get away with it, but
Yeah.
until they take the psych eval, and then they're denied that they don't have anything.
So he claimed that he felt like an outcast at work and believed that his coworkers were conspiring to have him fired. Again, probably untrue. He also argued that they were tampering with his fish, his koi fish. He raised koi fish, and he thought they were messing with his koi fish. Dr. Wellner testified for the prosecution, and he said that Byron committed the shooting because he was angry that he would be fired for insubordination, which I was reading these and it didn't really connect, because before the trial, Byron said that, you know, he wanted to give his management a reason to fire him. It didn't make sense. Anyway, the jury was made up of 6 men and women, and after just 80 minutes of deliberation, they found him sane enough for trial, and guilty of 7 murders and 1 attempted murder of a coworker that managed to flee the scene. Guess what his sentence was?
238 years.
Oh, what's the number from? Did you get the number from somewhere? You doing math in your head?
Maybe.
He was sentenced to life without parole. Life with no chance of parole. We don't have the death penalty in Hawaii, so I was curious that if we did have the death penalty, would he have been sentenced to it? Do you think?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
I feel like that when courts decide to give people death penalties, I feel like you're just giving them the easy way out instead of serving the rest of their life.
Yeah, it is a debate.
Prison.
It's a debate. So, after just 3 years, Byron decided to try and appeal his conviction. The audacity. The state Supreme Court denied his appeal and upheld his conviction. And he was even considering appealing again based on Rule 40, which is inadequate representation by his lawyers in his first trial. It doesn't seem like he went through it, because I only found that he was planning to, but he never actually went through with it. And then the families of the victims brought up a lawsuit against Xerox, actually, for ignoring the clear signs of Byron's mental instability. And the company actually settled, so the victims' families won. I don't know how much, I don't think I did enough research to see how much, but there's the price is probably out there somewhere. But yeah, that's kind of it. It's really short. That's it. What do you think?
I feel like, I mean, it's crazy to hear something that happened in Hawaii,
Mhm.
because like it's Hawaii, not much. Like back in the days, you don't really hear much of that, but like of course nowadays it's becoming more common, which sucks because it's Hawaii.
Yeah, it's sad. It used to be remember growing up, it was always, you can leave the door unlocked.
Yeah.
Leave the door unlocked. No, nothing's gonna happen. I remember we would actually go like a while leaving our door unlocked, and then now it's like security cameras all over the place. That's how it is. It's sad.
I kind of find it weird how they merged the 7 counts into just 1 count.
No, it was 7 counts of murder. So it was 7 counts of murder. Yeah, so he was guilty of 7 murders and 1 attempted murder of a coworker that fled the scene. I think there's let me see if I can find a website actually. I think one of them had like actually everything that he was charged with. Oh, I think I also read somewhere that coworkers and people that felt bad, they went to the gates of the Xerox building or something. They went somewhere next to where it all happened, and they were leaving lays out for the victims.
Any of your articles ever say where he was incarcerated at?
Oh yeah, you know what? I need to find it again. But he's not. Well, he was first put into Halava Correctional Facility, and then he was transferred somewhere else. Let me see if I can find where that is.
Arizona.
Is it? The last one I saw was like Mississippi or something. Let me see if I can find the charges against him one more time. When I was reading this, since as of like 2000, that was the worst mass shooting in Hawaii. How to pronounce Shingon. I was over here closing all of my tabs, that's why. Oh, found it. Okay. Well, he was charged with vandalism is the first one. He was charged with vandalism, 1 count of first-degree murder, 7 counts of second-degree murder, and 1 count of second-degree attempted murder. There you go. One of the that's funny. One of the little notes about him in this little biography page is that he was an avid collector of koi.
Fish?
Yeah, the fish, koi fish.
Wait, you said that he was 1 count was second degree?
No, so 1 count of second-degree attempted murder. He was trying to shoot the other coworker, but that coworker got away. But he has 1 count of first-degree murder and 7 counts of second-degree murder. It doesn't say for what though, or like for who, because he has 1 count of first-degree murder and 7 counts of second-degree murder, and that doesn't add up because he killed 7 people.
Yeah, it's just weird to me because it's like second-degree murder means like it's not like premeditated. It's not intentional.
Well, I think it's probably unintentional, like who he was going for. Like he didn't have a certain person that he was going for. I don't think, unless they count, because he has 1 count of first-degree murder, and I'm gonna assume that was for his supervisor. I don't know. The math isn't mathing, but that's what it says. Yeah, that's it. That's it for this first one. We'll see how this does. What?
No, second-degree murder is carried out with the intent, but with no premeditation.
Sound like that. What's first degree then?
First degree is premeditated and carried out with intent.
That was probably. Oh no, I don't know. No idea. Don't know the mind of a killer. Yeah, that's it for the first one. I think the next one was actually going to be a history case. You wanna know what my idea was?
What is it?
I was gonna do it on the overthrow.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah. It's a lot of history in that one. That one's gonna be a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, do you know what today is?
August 1st.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a national thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's National Girlfriend's Day.
It is.
Happy National Girlfriend's Day.
Thank you. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do the next one on the overthrow of the Hawaiian monarchy, because I feel like I never talk about it enough. I feel like it doesn't get taught enough. It doesn't. It's not even that I feel. It doesn't. See, I got all of the details. Like I said, I got all of the details of that one in a college class. Nope, we're gonna rant about that when I do that one. But that's it for this one. Happy National Girlfriend's Day to all you girlfriends. Catch me on Twitch sometime. I don't know when. I'm probably live. I'm not. That's a lie. I'm busy. I don't know, but I'll be live sometime. Catch me there. That's it. That's all. I want to see what the reaction is. If there is anything that I ever say that's wrong, or if I miss something important, or if I pronounce something wrong, let me know, because I know, I'm not perfect. I'm also really bad at I'm really bad at pronouncing. Oh my god. I'm really bad at pronouncing things. Give me some help. I'm gonna need help every single video, you know? I'm gonna miss something. I'm gonna miss something. I'm gonna mispronounce something. I'm not perfect. This is my first time doing this. I need help. Alright. So that's it. Stay safe. I will be back soon. Okay? Okay, bye.